I want to cover a few edge cases that are common in the OT literature. One is the difference between something like a standardized test and something like a math test. So a standardized test, like the SAT or an IQ test, those are typically treated as interval, in part because there's really no zero that makes sense, right? The SAT doesn't give you a zero score, meaning that you have no scholastic aptitude. Uh, on the other hand, something like a math test, you can get zero questions right, or you can get a 0%. That's why that's treated as ratio. Another important distinction is between uh, scales and items and choices. So we tend to think of questionnaires as having multiple individual questions, and we tend to think of these individual questions as the scales. In fact, this entire survey is the scale. Each one of these questions is an item, and each item is made up of multiple responses or choices. Items with 4 responses or less are usually treated as ordinal. And as I've said, the distinction between ordinal and interval and parametric and non-parametric can be contentious, and this is where the primary contention lies. Items with at least 5 responses are often treated as interval and often treated as parametric. So a scale that combines multiple items is usually treated as interval as well. So things like the FIM or the COP-M or the NIH stroke scale, which are made up of multiple items, are treated as interval and treated as parametric. Individual items that have at least 5 responses are often treated as interval and parametric by researchers as well.